Live. We are live. Let's go. Where's your microphone? Way across yonder. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, and especially you. And most importantly, and most especially you. Yes, you right
The
there.
show must go on.
The show must go on. It is going on. Today is, can you believe we're in March already?
I do believe it. The universe. I've been telling y'all for the last 20 years, the universe is speeding up, and now they're starting to believe me. I'm just a forward thinker. I'm telling you, and you better get ready. You better get onto these universal laws because if you don't, man, you're gonna be left behind and wonder what happened and how come. How
It-
come this had happened?
you know what I was thinking about the other day? The people who are left behind are exactly right where they're supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they don't feel that they're left behind. They're just on a different algorithm,
Yes, they are.
you know?
But one day they're gonna look up and they're gonna go, "Oh my God." I want you to read. This is so good. Hey y'all, just joining us for the first time. I am Robert Henderson Jr. Like that. I am Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I am the founder and president of the Henderson Financial Group, located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. We're a full service financial planning organization. We absolutely love what we do. This is our mission. This is what we do. We live this. Not only we live this, our thoughts are agreeing with our actions, or our actions and our thoughts are in a line. So this is what we do. We love what we do. We help people. We serve people. First, we have to try it on ourselves. And once we see that it works, we go, oh my God, this really works. Why don't we give it to other people and show them also? It's like cooking a nice meal or having a nice recipe that you just cooked and it came out so good. And you take the big spoon, you taste it, go, oh my God, taste this,
Mm-hmm.
That's how we feel about what we do. And today, before I go into that, daughter, introduce yourself for first timers.
Me?
Yes,
You remember that I'm
My
here?
beautiful daughter, Hyacinth Renee Henderson. Y'all didn't know that R stands for Renee. I had to put the R in there, but I wanted to call her Hyacinth Robert Henderson, but her mother wouldn't let me.
Thank God for
So
that.
I said, okay, Hyacinth. I said Hyacinth Renee Henderson. All right. So
That's
y'all
where
can
that
call her
R
Renee.
came from because you wanted a piece of you?
Totally. I promise
I
you.
never knew that.
I promise you, I wanted to be Hyacinth Robert Henderson. And your mom said, nah, Robert, she's not going to, her name's not going to be Robert, middle name.
Oh my gosh.
Because her brother name is Robert Henderson. He was going to be Hyacinth Robert Henderson.
Oh my goodness. So you wanted a lot of little Roberts. And look, you still got a little Robert. Okay, so I am Hyacinth Henderson. I am a licensed stockbroker and investment advisor and annuity and insurance broker. I have been here for
Almost 22 years,
yeah,
right?
almost 22 years now. 22 years. I love what I do. I love helping people, teaching people, guiding people, leading people. I am big on metaphysics
Because
and
you was 20 years old when
mindset
you
and
started.
all that.
Mm-hmm.
How old am I now? I'm 40. I'm gonna be 41.
No, you're already
Oh, I'm
41.
41. Oh, I'm gonna be 42.
You're too young to be forgetting like that, girl.
I don't feel like it.
I
I
don't
just
either.
feel like I am.
I feel like I'm 17. I mean, hey.
So yeah, you know what? I did say I'm gonna just ride. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna be 40 till I'm 50.
Okay.
How old are you? 40. You know,
Okay.
just how I feel. Just like yesterday when you gave me your car and you said, "Where am I going?" After you gave me the car, y'all, I left. This is so funny to me. I laughed all night about this.
What?
We were I was at the office and I forgotten my wallet.
And I was multitasking, doing
And I
stuff.
came in and I said, I don't have my wallet. So, like a good daddy, he immediately stood up and went in his pocket and gave me one of his cards. And I said, thank you. And he
Off his
says,
business card.
he said, why don't you have it on your phone? And I said, I'm
She's
sending
so
this phone
techie.
back. This is the second iPhone I'm about to send back, but we'll talk about that after the show. Anyway, and then after he gives me the car, he says, where are you going? And what did I say?
I don't know what you see.
Fontainebleau.
Yeah, way over there.
That's where my mind was.
45-minute drive.
The Fontainebleau.
Hotel and casino. Oh,
Spa.
no, they have casino. This is
Ah,
hotel
it's
and
a
spa. Hotel and spa. She said
My
she's going to
goodness.
Fontainebleau. I don't know. What time was it? Like 1:30 or something?
Yeah. My
Yeah.
inner being was just like, girl, you need to be on the beach.
What?
It just came out.
What?
But I'm here in the office. Okay, let's go. The law of cause and effect. So we've been talking about these laws for the past few weeks. It is very important that you get this, you get it good. And so we're going to talk about it some more. I felt like we just talked about this last week or the week before. You said we didn't.
No, we didn't. We talked about the 12 universal laws, and it's the secret basically to help people to get what they really want out of life. They need to know exactly how to get it. You ain't getting it in college, and nobody really going to tell you. So you have to do some research.
Did you
gotta
talk about
seek-
this on your Saturday show?
Briefly? Yes, I did talk about it. Yes.
I know I've seen this
I
title
talked.
somewhere.
I talked about cause and effect as association with financial planning. If you really want to have a financial plan, you got to understand cause and effect is the steering wheel of it.
So we doing it again today.
I know because the audience on Saturday is totally different from the audience on Wednesday.
Okay, let's
Okay,
go. I'm going
so-
to follow your lead.
Okay, the reason why I want to talk about this cause and effect because it's so profound and it's just necessary. I mean, if you want something, you have to understand. It's like learning how to cook a cake, bake a cake, right?
Mhm.
No, you need to know that it's flour and you have cookies with flowers or eggs, or can you cook it without flour and eggs?
There is flourless cake. You can make a flourless cake, but generally you use flour
What's the main
and
ingredients in the
eggs. Flour,
cake? Okay.
eggs. You need if you're making all the way from scratch. You
But what
also
if you
need
don't? What if you're
baking.
vegan and you don't eat eggs? Can you still make cake?
You can still make cake. So you can make it with flaxseed. You can make a flax egg.
Okay.
So it's some seeds, and then you mix it with water to give it that consistency,
Okay.
and then you put it in there because egg is just a binder to keep it together. So we use flax seeds.
So what is there a universal ingredient you must have to make a cake? That I don't care if you're vegan or not. You know, well, we know water.
Nowadays things are, we can remix recipes and make it taste like what we want it to, but let's just go with flour. Most people understand
Okay,
that because
so-
most people don't cook like you don't.
Okay,
Cook.
so in order to do and accomplish a goal, understanding the laws, the universal laws of cause and effect is a prerequisite to meeting your goals and hitting your target. And if you've been trying to accomplish something and it's just not happening, I tell you because you don't understand the golden rules of cause and effect. And darling Heisey, I want you to read some of this stuff here. Okay?
Okay.
It's because every effect has a specific and predeterminable cause.
Yeah.
It does.
Why don't we talk about the effects? Because I feel like
The effects.
we're talking about this a lot.
Okay, so the effects, and I
But-
want you all to look at this. Like this right here, what you're just drinking,
Mhm.
this is an effect
Of.
of a cause.
Mm-hmm.
This is the aftermath. The effect is what you actually see, what you feel, what you can touch.
Mm-hmm.
All effects are identified through the five senses.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's the first time I said that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You be saying new stuff. How that feel?
yeah.
So wait, let's
All effects are identified through the five senses. You got to see, touch, hear, smell. All that affects something happens. Causation. So if you think about everything,
Mhm.
as iPhone, it's an effect.
so I
You are an effect of a cause.
of you desiring to
That's right.
have a person that you never thought would be imagined
Right.
and
I'll be working side by side with a papa.
making you
That's an
laugh
effect. Right. Out of 5 kids,
and that you can count on.
you are an effect.
And what else did you say?
Thank God.
when you wanted me?
Okay, let's go. Let's keep
Okay,
it.
but
Yeah,
no,
people.
seriously. So let's talk about this. In my mind, what I see is, and what I want the people to get is that, because cause and effect, it just sounds like cliche, like cause and effect. Well, we heard that for every effect, there's a cause, and every cause, there's an effect, right? But let's personalize this. Let's zoom in. A great exercise for everyone under the sound of our voice to do is to look at your life right now and start identifying everything in your life as an effect, and then
Effects.
reverse engineering it and say, what was the cause and what role did I play in the cause, right? So let's use this juice as an example, right? So y'all know normally when you see me here, I have made my own juice. I am drinking this bottled juice from the store. Shout out to Antonio that he picked up for me because I did not make my own juice this AM or yesterday. Actually, I did. I made
Okay.
celery juice,
Okay.
but I needed some more. So I am doing this. Look, the effect is the juice here. But Hyacinth, why are you drinking this juice? Because you didn't make your own pineapple juice at home. Or why didn't you make your own pineapple juice at home? Because you didn't go to the grocery store. Why didn't you go to the grocery store? So then you start reverse engineering that thing and breaking it down. I'm using this as an example. I don't want you to really zoom into why I'm drinking this store-bought juice. What I want you to zoom in into to everything in your life. Who are the people in your life? What's happening in your life? Is your bank account overdrawn? Do you have strained relationships
those are
with your
effects.
children? So start looking at what's going on in your life as an effect, and then you can reverse it a little bit and figure out the cause. I think that's a great exercise for our listeners to do.
Yeah, I do too. Because like I just said, I just came up with, I never said it before. It came out of my mouth, my thoughts, that everything that you see, everything
Mhm.
that you can comprehend through the senses, And that see, touch, feel, smell, all that, right?
Mhm.
Here, all of that is effects. Like if you
Mhm.
hear some music, that's
Mhm.
an effect.
Mhm.
Somebody caused that to happen. So everything is effect. Most people are drowned in and they're slaves to effects.
Oh, and they want to skip the cause, right? So they're just so focused on the effects that they don't do the exercise that I just asked them to do, and then say, well, I want the effect, but I'm not paying attention to the cause and what I can do to cause the effects.
That's what
That's what you're saying.
that's the puppet.
Okay.
In other words, that's the puppet master.
I'm picking up what you're
That's
putting
the
down.
puppet. If you think about a puppet master, the puppet master pull the strings, right?
Mhm.
And then you see the puppet. That's the effects.
Mhm.
So most of us are really just marveled, just consumed by effects. Effects. This
Mhm.
car, this kid, this person, this, you know what I mean? It's all effects, but effects is just like leftover food. Effects is just the secondary. If you really want to have power, you got to deal with the cause.
You got to do something.
You got to do something.
Okay.
Because effects are just leftover. Just think of just think of effects as secondary, secondhand, leftover, the aftermath.
And they become obsolete so quickly. They become obsolete.
They have to. They have to fade and just fade away.
This is important to note. This is very important. So I'm going to
That's
give
why
you.
I wanted to talk about it.
As you always know what to talk about.
That's right.
The best topics.
That's right.
I'm glad I listened to you.
The big kahuna.
Aren't you glad I listened to you?
I'm very glad you listened to me.
Okay,
That means that you're learning and growing. Listen to Papa.
Let's move forward. So earlier today, I was looking at the tattoos on my fingers and on my arms and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And in this moment in 2023, I couldn't imagine getting a new tattoo.
Why?
Because I don't live there anymore, right?
You don't live where anymore?
And that at that level of consciousness where, I mean, I was getting tattoos like back to back, and you were like,
I was like, look at her. I just
you're like, don't get any more tattoos. And I was just getting them back to back to back to back. And so now in 2023, what did I miss about veganism? Now in 2023, I looked and I'm like, dang, you know, I have a sense enough to realize that this was going to become obsolete. So when you talk about, okay, let me let you have your moment. Go ahead, Big Papa.
What?
Go ahead, say it.
Oh
say it. Daddy was
God,
right.
God, but I never threw it in her face.
You would tell me not to get any more tattoos.
I did. And you got one of your little sisters that just went and got one that's right there on her forehead.
My daughter, your granddaughter just got one too.
Yeah.
And when she was in Morocco, she got one.
Yeah, they just yeah.
But the point is, I brought that to today's conversation, not only to prove that you're right. You were right, but of course you know you're right, because the only time you've been wrong was when you thought you was wrong.
That's right.
Right. Okay. So not only to prove that, but to talk about how effects change. The things that we see, they change and they become obsolete. At one time, I was getting tattooed like every month. Like I had a tattoo man and everything, right? And like he knew me. Hey, V, I need to slide in, that type of thing. But that has changed. So let's go back to cause and effects. If you're only focusing on the effects that you see now, the effects that other people have, the effects that you want, instead of thinking about the cause, understand that you're going to be left behind.
Oh man.
Because the effects are always going to change. What you see is going to change.
Always. Oh, I think I could give you a high five on that. Oh my
goodness.
God.
Is that because I said you was right?
No, I come on. When I said it, I know I was right. But that you have discovered it and you enlightened it and your consciousness is growing. I'm so happy. Yeah. Oh my God. Her consciousness is just elevating. And I told you, I said, well, by the time you 45, you want me to walk through.
You said that.
I said, watch, man. It's gonna be like boom. You can be like, got it.
And I was kind of, yeah. But now I get it.
How you know this? How you know this? You can be like,
yeah.
So effects. Let's talk about effects. Because then we're gonna back into a call. So you know, a lot of people get depressed. And people get, oh my God, because of effects. Effects are what you can see, touch, feel, smell, all of that, you know, but they fade away. I mean, think about it. I mean, you know, you've been saving your money and you spend a lot of money on the wedding, which was an effect, but it's over. People even have postpartum syndromes because that effect, they was pregnant, and they're pregnant no more, and they get depressed.
But hold on.
Okay, but
let's back out of that one, y'all. He mean that. He don't know enough to talk about that.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that we are really head first, feet in, just drunk with effects.
Yeah.
And effects is closely tied to bondage.
Okay.
Effects are because
Mhm.
people feel a certain way off effects. When effects, all effects, all effects. We're talking about cause and effects, ladies and gentlemen. Effects, their job is to pass and fade away.
Mhm.
That's their job. Their job is not permanency. They're not. They're not. Their job is to bling like a snowflake and go away.
And for those of you who are having difficulties picking up what we're putting down and understanding this, and you're like, yeah, but I still like tattoos. Like you're getting caught up in the details and not zooming out. I want you to go look at your closet right now.
Yes.
Like everyone under the sound of our voice, when you get home, or if you're home now, just go look in your closet.
That's right.
And look at all the things that used to be your favorite shirt.
That's right.
Your favorite shoes, your favorite slacks. And ask yourself, when's the last time you wore them? And you may even have things that are new with tags and you just had to have them. You ordered them and you never wore it. And now it's like, would you wear this? When's the last time you wore it? And
don't mean nothing.
Because in that moment, you thought that that's what you wanted so bad, but that was just the effect of something else.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Makes a whole lot.
I just got that visual. And so things change. So basically be fluid, be light.
Well, see, so let me tell you what the power is, and where you don't get. That's why you can. Some people who don't have money, they can't understand why people who have a lot of money and they have, Rolls Royces, they have Bentleys, they have big houses. They go on social media, they doing all this and all that, and they just committed suicide. You know what I mean? They don't like each other. They're very unhappy, and they cry at night because they thought. And most of us think that if you have a lot of effects, a lot of toys, a whole lot, that's supposed to really quench your thirst. But the Creator is just so good the way He made us and how we've been created. We are designed to grow and create and prosper and share. If you're not doing that, I promise you, it's impossible for you to have a fulfilled life. If you feel bad, make somebody else feel good, I promise you, you'll start to feel good. When you see somebody who's hungry and they don't have nothing and you feed them and then you see them eat and whatever, you're going to go, oh my God. And it makes you feel good and you're not the one eating. See, this is what it's all about. It's about creating and creation. So you have got to learn that if you want to have financial abundance, this is where it is. It's not on effects. Now, let's talk really about what is the cause? What is cause? Because everything that you can see inanimate is basically effects, and they're going to fade away.
It's the result of something.
That's right. So let's think about what is cause. Did
you want me to read something?
Yeah, I want you to read about this cause. This stuff is good. Success. And I want you to read about that. And then we're going to talk about, so if effects is like leftover, all of it's going to become stale. I mean, because you can say, oh my God, I want this girl. I want her. Oh my, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. Oh my God, she's so fine. I got to have her. I'll do anything.
And then you give me, and then what?
And then you get her, and then 10 years go by, and then 20 years go by, and then gravity started to happen. And you look at her and you go, oh my God.
There's a pill for that, right?
For men, I don't know about for women. But then you look at her and you go, oh my God, everything is going south. How could that happen? Because that is an effect. Okay, so there's some people right now who's killed themselves or killed somebody, and they're saving life in prison because they wanted that person. That was just an effect. So you don't want to make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings.
And back to his example about the woman who's so fine and gravity is going to take over. So this doesn't mean you don't get a woman who's so fine and all that stuff. You get one who's so fine and also has inner substance as well.
Because that's what you're going to need.
Right. So that when gravity and when he's aging too, right?
Yes. I used to have hair.
Right.
Yeah. But my intellect is so wanting and so wonderful that it's still attractive to my wife, thanks God. And plus, wealth helps. That always helps.
Success in any field of endeavor is an indirect result of specific causes and actions. This basically means that achieving success in any field of endeavor is predictable and can be repeated if we are aware of what we are doing, which essentially means that if you make the right decisions and take the right actions, you will undoubtedly achieve the success you envision for your life, whether you are directly aware of it or not.
Isn't that something?
Amazing. Love it. Whether you are directly aware of it or not. That's the part I love.
The cause. You,
Yeah.
each and every one of us can be the cause of what we want. First of all, you got to know what you want.
Mhm.
And then whatever you want, you have to cause it to take place. You can do that. You can create it. We have that power because we were created.
And let's go deeper. This is why I love the whether you are directly aware of it or not. The effects that are in your life, your personal life right now. I'm not talking about the life on TV or the life on social media. The effects when you look around at your life, whether it's good or bad. Okay, let me not say those words. Whether they're what you desire or what you don't desire, those are the effects of the actions that you have taken. You don't get to choose when you want to apply cause and effect. This is a universal law.
That's
this
right.
means that it's always happening. You are always causing things to happen. Every thought, every move, every decision you make is causing things to happen. We call that timeline surfing. Did you ever watch the movie I asked you to watch?
Which one?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yes.
So I like to think about this in this way. Sometimes people, say things like, this is just the life that I was given, not realizing that every single millisecond we have a choice. And the choice that you make is going to then put you on a different timeline, right? Take you down a different path, which will have effects that are based upon the choices that you made and the actions that you took.
Yeah, the choice is aligned with cause. It's causing something.
Choices and cause go hand in hand.
Right.
So when we're asking you to identify and take assessment of your effects of your life, okay, we're asking you to do that just so that you can be aware of where you are, but not so that you get stuck there. Because at any moment, like in the next second, it's 1:00. At 1:01, you can literally decide to cause something new to happen, to have a new effect. And a lot of people miss that. Y'all stay stuck drowning in the space of this is how it is. This is how it's always going to be. Cause and effect is always happening. So when you look at the effects, if you like them and you want more of those, then you do more of what you're doing. If you like the effects that you see in your life and you don't want more of that, then you have to change that. What are you doing to cause your life to unfold in this way?
It's just like this class that we just all enrolled in, and Merle and Steve, they said, there's going to be 25 a slot for 25 people.
Mhm.
And so far, they announced it and only 7 people had signed up.
Mhm.
And then Merle and Steve was like, oh my God. See, this is the cause. This is the cause. And if you take this class and understand this, once you get coached and understand this and master this, your life will change automatically.
Mhm.
And a lot of people still have not signed up to take so that's the cause part,
Mhm.
and it's amazing how people say they want something, but they won't do it.
They want the result.
They want the effects.
Mhm.
They want the effects, but most people don't want to zero in. The power is what caused that. How did you get that, Mr. Henderson? How do you know? What I know is the effect of something I did in order to get the effect.
Mhm.
Look, as a consequence,
Keep reading.
the law, you read that.
As a consequence, the law of cause and effect brings to light the idea that success can be modeled once we are aware of what we want.
That's right.
All we must do is find out what successful people do, and we will be able to do what they do to achieve the success that they have attained in their own lives.
Isn't that amazing?
That's all we must do.
That's all we must do.
That's all we must do. And you got to cut the TV off. And you got to stop getting sloppy drunk every night.
Right.
Right?
Right. So go further.
However, finding out what people do is only the beginning.
That's right.
We must also identify their decisions, their habits, their beliefs, their values, their emotions, their meta programs, their psychological rules. Is that it?
Yes.
And their psychological rules. I like decisions, habits. I like all these.
Yes.
Most people, it goes back to what I was saying about cutting TV off and stop getting drunk every night, right? Are you going to make the decision to have a 40, or are you going to make a decision to be sober so you can actually read and study and do it?
If you're doing that, you're causing something else to happen. That effect ain't going to come out good.
Right. But let's talk about it, because, but people make you feel bad about not drinking.
Nah.
You know that everywhere you go, they're like, hey, you want to drink? Oh, you don't drink? What do you mean you don't want a glass of wine? Think about that.
Yes.
Where are you right now?
I was just reading what
Are you
one of the listeners said here.
Greetings from Maryland. Oh, Jelani. Hey, Jelani. Greetings from Maryland, dad and beautiful daughter team. What did I miss about veganism? We were just talking about juice, how Antonio bought me store-bought juice per my request today. Hey, Mrs. Redhead. Hey, Shay. Let me just put my one down here. Oh, one. If you're picking up what we're putting down, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So let's quickly go back to this. So the statement says all we must do is find out what successful people do, and we will be able to do what they do to achieve success.
That's what I did.
You will have the ability.
Yes.
But ability is not enough.
No.
Just because you're able to do what they do does not mean that you'll have the result.
Or you'll do it.
Right. You then have to go deeper and look at their decisions, their habits,
right.
their beliefs,
That's
their
right.
values, their emotions, and then shift yours. So it's not a matter of you identifying, well, this is what it appears that Mr. Henderson and Hyacinth do. This is what, so I'm just going to copy that. No, you actually have to shift it. You have to embody that. You literally have to embody new beliefs. I tell my people all the time, you have to literally become a new person. And it's interesting because a lot of times we were conditioned to think that we must stay the same. We were guilted, like, why you changing? You switched up on me. Why you acting different? No, I need to become a new person.
Yeah, because you do. You really have, because I know, like, I must know at least 3 or 4 certified financial planners that are broke. I know, boy, my God, I know stockbrokers that, that
realtors, all that. The titles mean nothing.
Realtors. Yeah. I mean, just because, so people thinking that the effects to get that license or get that title, or they're going to be an insurance salesperson. I mean, average insurance person, I mean, they just told us what,
$50,000
a year. I mean, come on, goodness gracious, $50,000 a year. I mean, what is that? So you have to have more. You have to have a certain attitude. You have to have certain values. You have to, it's a lot of things that go in with that, but you have to cause it. I mean, I always give the example of, there's chicken, but there's there's chicken, but there's Popeye's chicken. They got rich, but they did it a different way than Chick-fil-A. They're rich. They made a lot of money, but then they different way from Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's still all chicken, but it's doing a different way, causing I want y'all to zero in. I'm talking fast because I got a Zoom. I see picked up a grandmother, my mother.
I'm the favorite grandchild, so I must do favorite grandchild duties.
We cut into our time.
It was worth it.
Yes, everything is in divine order.
So we'll go to 115. Should I go to the Fontainebleau now?
We'll go to 110. Oh my God, I got so much stuff to do. Okay, Miss Redhead, we got you covered too. Okay, so I want you all to, like Heisey like to say, pick up what we're putting down. Most people worry, and we are slaves to effects. But effects can never quench your thirst. They can't. They can quench your thirst temporarily. And y'all know we're telling the truth because Heisey gave some examples about the beautiful dresses, the clothes, or whatever, even the car. I mean, you trade them, you get rid of them. I mean, you love it so much, but that wings out. It's like chewing some bubble gum or chewing gum that's sweet in the beginning, but the more you chew, the sweetness is going to go out, and then you're going to spit it out. That's how everything that's not really real works. You heard when I said that's not really real, because it's replaceable. Now, when you're talking about love and you actually love someone, obviously we're all going to change. Our physical is going to, fade away. But what keeps you there is what you cannot see. And that's why I say most of us are slaves to our 5 senses, what we see, touch, feel, smell, hear,
taste.
But all the good stuff are not slaves to the 5 senses. So you want to zero in on cause. When you start looking at causation and you can direct your life, you have to have a goal. And financial planning deals all with causes. The effects is, okay, we finished it, but the financial planning, wealth building, all centers around cause. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? It's the beginning. And then you go ahead And once you achieve the goal, that is the effects. Okay. But most people just want the effects. They want the effects. They want the effects. You can never get it. And if you do get some money, all of a sudden, you're going to spend it on an effect rather than causing. You should cause your money to grow, cause to have that flow. You got to make investments so they can come to fruition and bloom, not right now.
Yeah. And you can think about it in this way when you say financial planning helps you figure out or identify the causes and effects. I had a visual in my mind, taking our clients through the financial GPS process, right? So we've been saying, listen, we know that y'all watching the news, you are scared beyond wits about what's going on in the economy. And we understand that. So we have a quick and simple process where we take you through and personalize your own financial GPS so that you can see your situation, right? And so when we get to that lifetime earning potential slot where we say throughout your lifetime, the remaining of your lifetime up until retirement age, you have the potential to earn. Sometimes it's like $5 million,
Right.
$3.8 million, all of them. What? And then what I tell them to do is I say, now think about how long you've been on your job making that current salary that you've been making and multiply that by the number of years. That's the amount of money that has run through your hands, right? So if you make $50,000 or $100,000 and you've been making that for the past 10 years and you have $2.99 in your account, the math is not mathing.
Right.
But that example is very eye-opening for people, and it shows them the effects of their decisions to be spending their money wildly. Right. So when you talk about cause and effect as it relates to your finances, what you see right now and whatever your financial situation is, whether it's ideal, whether it's what you want it to be, or if it's not what you want it to be, it is the effect of the actions that you took. It is the effect of the decisions that you made. It is the effect of you getting that paycheck every 2 weeks and balling till you falling.
Your habits.
It is the effect of you saying, I'm getting this paycheck and I'm putting one check up. So when we talk about cause and effect, it can seem like it's far out here, but just like with metaphysics relates to everything. And I want you all to do that exercise. Think about your salary and multiply it by the time you've been working there. And then if you're going to retire, if you plan to be working there for the next 65 years or 40 years or whatever, multiply that ahead. And if you need some help, give us a call at 305-825-1444 and ask the receptionist that you would like to schedule an appointment for your financial GPS.
Yes.
All right, we got to go. You rush me? I felt like I was out of breath.
Well, you did a good job.
That's all that matters.
But I got a Zoom with a
Okay, you're right. I was late. I'm not going to make you later. All right, until... Thank y'all so much for joining. Be sure to share this video with your people and run the tape back if you need to. I feel like we were talking fast, but it was worth it. So run the tape back, jot down some notes, and come back and see us next Wednesday. All right. On Saturday at 9 a.m. in the a.m., they will kick off the Understanding Money Show. Actually, Mr. Henderson and Linda V. Harris. Is Linda back? No. Well, Mr. Henderson will kick off the Understanding Money Show at 9 a.m. And then at 10:15 a.m., Mr. Henderson and James T. Thomas will do Understanding Money Part 2. And then the big father-daughter dynamic duo will be back on Wednesday. All right. Until next time, stay safe and stay sane. Peace.